Hello and welcome to the game that has been my current obsession these past few weeks, A Hat in Time review. A Hat in Time is a Kickstarter game from studio Gears for Breakfast that aimed to recreate the experience of 3D platformer collectathons. It draws heavy inspiration from Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and many more. A Hat in Time sets you off on a nostalgia-charged adventure full of pure joy and hits almost every single mark. So let's get to dissecting why I love this game. The story is rather simple. Essentially, you're cruising the cosmos in a light-speed intergalactic travel spaceship. You make a pit stop over an Earth-like planet, and you wake up from your sleep to find a man pounding on your window demanding payment for parking over their town, while you're still in space. Refusing to take no for an answer, he shatters the glass, releasing your fuel source, the timepieces, and scattering them throughout the world. It's up to you to collect them so you can fuel your ship and continue your trek across the stars. Each world has its own subplot with endearing, while not always the best, characters that, if nothing else, are memorable. The writing in this game is hilarious, making fun of the all-powerful villain's authority, and the phrases that come out of left field really sort of hit you where you don't expect it. There's tons of stuff to love in every written encounter. Not everything is written. Completing certain bonus levels has collectibles that unlock pages in a picture book that opens the world up even more. But and you'll hear this a lot, it's not all perfect. There are plot holes, missing elements that didn't make it into the game that would have improved it, and we just never understand why she has that mustache. Up next are the controls. Controls are solid and generally pretty simple. You've got a double jump, a handful of cool hat powers to help you get around, and a dive that can work in air or on the ground, as well as an attack. The way these are implemented can present legitimate challenge, but they rarely get in the way. However, as anything in this game, it's not perfect. Sometimes jumps are eaten off of walls, and it's a little tricky to swap hat powers sometimes on the fly when you really need them. But on average, through 95% of this game, it won't be a problem. It's polished enough to where everything works well enough to get you to where you're going and where you need to be. And if it doesn't, you're never punished incredibly hard for things that aren't really your fault. And it goes both ways sometimes. Sometimes the collisions hurt you, but sometimes they help you. And if you ask me, that's part of the old school game charm. This game plays homage to 3D Mario platformers, which were also kind of glitchy. And to me, that just becomes a feature at that point. In terms of gameplay, it's also very solid. The worlds are fun and creative while being kind of hodgepodge. Really, it's give or take, with opinions towards the worlds being so drastically different each time you go to a new one, but I personally like it. It gives you enough of a variety to where you can tell it's the same game, but now you're just doing this. You're rolling with it, and it's really enjoyable to have one thing after another happen to you once you enter a new world. For instance, you'll be on a movie set, in a linear level that you can't really explore, and then another level, you'll just be exploring it for the heck of it, and it's just how it goes. And each time that you enter a new world, it's a good experience. It's a new experience every time, and it still scales in difficulty when you go to the next world. It's a short game, that's mainly if you're blasting through. It's listed as 6 hours, but that's only if you're not absorbing the world. It's a collectathon, for Pete's sake. Go on, explore the world, stop and smell the roses, collect all the things that this game has to give you. The bosses are fun and challenging breaks from the exploration you'd normally be doing. Suddenly you've got everything flying at you at once, including the kitchen sink, and soon you'll be flying through the air to dodge all the things these bosses have to throw at you. Now onto graphics and visuals. First off, this game is hecking cute. Everything is cute and adorable. It's mind-blowing. Everything is adorable. The actual characters don't have a lot of depth to their character, but I don't really mind that. For a simple game, you get simple characters that boil down to misguided, cute, or bad/evil. They're the antagonists. The world is colorful and bouncy in pretty much every single level except where it's appropriately not, i.e. the scary levels. In terms of graphics, it's got a lot of great, fantastic lighting effects and other really good visuals, but it can't be ignored that there are other not great parts. All of the faces are 2D assets on a 3D model, and switching between them to emote or voice act is at a very low frame rate. And sometimes the voice dubbing just doesn't even happen. Each of the 40 levels has adorable and really well-made splash art to introduce you to the level. It's overall brilliant. Overall, it's got its fair share of flaws, sure, but it's so damn enjoyable. If it takes you 6 hours, then it'll be 6 hours of pure enjoyment. And that concludes our review of A Hat in Time. Now back to the show.